Snap, crackle, and pop.
It's that time again. It's a wonderful, wonderful Friday in New South Wales.
Strange that this episode's coming out on a Friday, but scheduling conflicts and such. But
yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying your commute to work. Or for our international listeners, happy Thursday night. Happy
Thursday night. And also happy weekend if you don't get around to listening to this on a Friday.
Happy July 4th, 2022 to our now wonderful listeners heading back through the archives now that we're rich and famous.
You can listen to on everything, anywhere, at all times. Just pay the ultimate premium.
just tell iPhone 14, hey Siri, I want to listen to TCT. Oh fuck, my Siri turned on. No, sorry. Wait.
Siri, shut up, fuck off.
Yes. Anyway, according to the Strokes, we have reached the number of attributes existing because it's time for TCTP. Now that's a large mountain bike.
Ooh.
Of the human genome is still unmapped.
Doom!
Yes! He got one!
Finally.
I gift wrapped that to you and shoved it in your face.
Doom 2005.
You are welcome.
That was Rosamund Pike, Carl Urban, The Rock.
What was the character's name?
Which character?
The character who says that.
So say the line again.
10% of the human genome is still unmapped. Some say it's the genetic blueprint for the soul.
Oh, no. Okay, so now Rosamund Pike's character was the sister of John Grimm, and her name was... I'm wrong, aren't I?
No, you're right.
Oh, okay. No. Samantha Grimm. Yes.
Well done. Well, congratulations. We can quit the episode now, ladies and gentlemen, because he finally got a fucking quote right. And
Yay!
Oh, man, I handed that to you on a silver platter.
Thank you. Because I'm starting to get annoyed that I don't know the quotes you say.
I'm going to have to basically just quote Doom every fucking week.
You're more than welcome to. Yes. Anyway, we're going to do some trailers, Mitchell.
I was going to say, and you are Dylan.
Yes.
Dilbo Beggins.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of TCTP, Two's Company, Three's a Podcast. My name is Dylan, as always, along with my co-host,
Mitchell, and we are going to get down to the trailer park straight up out of the bat.
Yeah!
But before we do that, I did just want to mention that we are available on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and they can listen to us or watch us on
Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Big Summer Blowout. So make sure to head over there and like and subscribe to all of those formats, and whichever one's easiest for you, or maybe all of them, and leave a review and just have them download on all of them so our numbers look amazing.
Absolutely. Now, being an early Friday, if you're listening to this in the morning or the afternoon, if it's still Friday, if it's still release day for you and you're not sure what to do on the weekend, go back to our previous episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast.
Yes.
You'll know what movies are coming out this weekend, so you can hear what we talk about and make a decision on what you want to see this weekend.
Yes, in our segment Yas or Pass. It's our first segment of the show, so it's very early in the episode. Make sure you listen all the way through.
Absolutely. Now, we've decided from our Yas or Pass segment what we're going to see this weekend.
This coming weekend?
Next week's review. We're going to go see
Zombieland Double Tap. Yes.
So tune into this episode, but next week to hear our review on that.
I think we're overcomplicating this quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned in this episode and you will hear our very fresh review of Gemini Man. Just came out last week, starring Will Smith and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Oh boy. Anyway, so trailer park, eh?
Let's head down to the trailer park first of all. Anyway.
All right, this is the part of the week where we review the freshest trailers from the week.
Yes.
So, straight off the back, we have... I've scrolled all the way down. My apologies. Earthquake Bird. Earthquake Bird
from the producer Ridley Scott, which is very fascinating.
I know, and they were very smart to put that right at the beginning of the trailer because that caught my attention straight away.
Yeah, because I may have been turned off fairly early if it was like anybody else.
Exactly, that's right. But from producer Ridley Scott comes a thriller following two tourists in Tokyo who befriend a man who is obsessed with different. One of them disappears, quotations, and there's where the mystery only just begins. In select theaters on November 1st and Netflix November 15th. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why I got so excited at that, it's because about 6, 7, 8 episodes ago, the first movie of its kind, The Irishman, I believe. Was it The Irishman or My Name is Dolomite?
I think we first discovered this on Honey Boy.
No. Honey Boy was later because that was an Amazon one. It was a Netflix one.
Right.
I believe it was Irishman. If I'm mistaken, tell me in the comments below. But that was, I believe, one of the first ones to go to theaters and then...
Netflix.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
so to have both.
And we said from the beginning, we hope this starts a trend. Every week there's at least one trailer where this happens and it makes me very excited.
Yes. And... we still haven't had the opportunity to go to any of these yet.
No.
So hopefully we're going to, get more worldwide releases of these things. So that way, here in little old Newcastle of New South Wales, Australia,
yes,
we'll be able to see these movies and experience them how they're intended.
Yes,
in the cinema.
I'm still praying. Event Cinemas Glendale, The Irishman,
hook us up,
please.
Anyway.
And my name is Dolomite. But Earthquake Bird. So basically what I just explained, there's just 2 tourists over in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And there's just a local who takes pictures of them because different. And if I'm not mistaken, white woman. Like that's what drew him to them.
Yeah. I struggled. I only watched this trailer once.
Yes.
And
so did
I struggled to really understand what was going on. But I think that's obviously to its mystery. Now, Ridley Scott recently is known for his more twisty storylines.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of what Ridley Scott has produced in recent history.
Okay.
He was obviously massively popular from the amazing stories he's created back in the day.
Of course. He's been around a long time.
Yeah, but in recent years, they've been a bit weird. Now, this was written and directed, I believe, by somebody else whose name was revealed at the end of the trailer, who I can't remember right now. But
Wash Westmoreland.
There you go, yeah.
Yes.
But produced by Ridley Scott.
Yes,
so this obviously has his intrigue, which means it's going to have a decent budget. The actors look like they do a good enough job. The main actress, she looks familiar. I can't think of who it is. Alicia Vikander. That's right. So she was in Tomb Raider.
Ah, the reboot.
Remake? Anyway, the most recent Tomb Raider, which I still haven't seen.
No, neither have I.
But
Guilty
I know that
charged.
Yes, but I know that she was apparently really good in that.
Yeah.
So that obviously kickstarted her career. She's obviously in this. She looks great in it. I'm not really sure what to expect, but we do know it is a crime drama mystery, and it is a hard R rating in America.
I was going to say, so we'll get an MA for this one, but it did intrigue me. It seemed like a very psychological thriller, and I got, as strange as it sounds, I got a mix of Saw and Seven.
Okay.
I just got this very strange, like it's going to take you down a winding road, and then there's going to be all these twists and turns, and it feels like there might even be a bit of Copenhagen syndrome. Is that what it's called? Where the kidnappee falls in love with the kidnapper.
Copenhagen syndrome.
Yes, that's the one.
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm, Sweden, Copenhagen, Denmark. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I knew it was a European city. But anyway, no, it seems like there's going to be some of that as well. A little bit of a plot twist at the end.
When you say Saw, like obviously you're not meaning the violence. You're meaning the story,
I'm talking about the story and how it takes you this way and then it just juts you over here, but then it takes you back over there. Like, the reason and you really don't know where it's going.
The reason I bring that up is because any old pleb would hear Saw and go, "Oh, violence!" We're talking about Saw 1 and 2, specifically the story.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes. No. I'm definitely referring to the story more so than any kind of torture porn.
Yeah.
But our rating system: big summer blowout, big summer blunder. Will it be a hit? Will it be a miss?
Overall, on the grand scheme of the planet, this will be a big summer blunder.
Yes,
but
I understand why you're saying that.
Yeah, but personally, I think this will be something. Maybe we should have 2 ratings for that. What would we think it is, and what we think this will end up being?
Yeah, well, we basically do that every week, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but we just say the same. Anyway,
okay, so on the grand scheme of things, box office wise and stuff like that, big summer blunder.
Yeah,
but personally, I am intrigued as hell.
Yep,
and honestly, Ridley Scott, come on. Do us a good one.
Big summer blowout.
Yeah, big summer blowout. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next one. Dylan, did you want to take this one?
Yes, because I watched this trailer and I was incredibly intrigued.
Yes.
I read the title. This title of this movie is called The Turning.
Yes.
Now, this is an incredibly generic name for an incredibly almost generic horror film.
Yeah.
But when I watched the trailer, it actually had me very, very intrigued.
Exactly.
So the beautiful little description that you've put in here, I'll try and read it without fucking it up. I'm not heavy on scotch this week, so I hopefully won't mess this up too badly.
Only light on scotch.
Only light on... Oh, no. Empty. Anyway.
Yeah.
A woman takes a seemingly... Oh, fucked it up already.
Really?
A woman takes a seemingly innocent job as a live-in nanny to 2 orphaned children in a... Wait for it... creepy mansion.
Shock and or awe.
Where everything isn't as it seems. Ooh, spooky. Featuring spiders, dead fish, drums, and ghost hands. This is...
starring Mackenzie Davis.
Yes.
Terminator Dark Fate. And Finn Wolfhard, better known as Mike in Stranger Things.
Yes. Now, Finn Wolfhard obviously is that young guy who was very successful from Stranger Things, was then cast in It, so he's going to play... that young, creepy character in horror movies for a little while,
At least for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, he's locked in as a guy who could turn up to a horror audition and they're like, yep, thank you. Like,
You know who was also that guy? I think his name is Dylan Minnette. He's the main character in 13 Reasons Why. He was also in a lot of horrors when he was younger.
Absolutely.
And he was in episodes of Supernatural.
Yep.
He was then in Don't Breathe.
Yep.
He was in Open House. Like, same kind of career in that sense.
It's a fantastic way to get your foot towards the mainstay.
Yeah, that's right. But I noticed when I first read your little description, you didn't have the main actress's name in here. Did you not recognize her? Mackenzie Davis.
Of course I did.
Okay. Anyway, she's going to be one of the main stars, if not the main character almost, of Terminator Dark Fate, which comes out this month.
Oh, so she's starring in the movie that isn't out yet that I should already know, right?
That's exactly right. But she's also she starred in a lot of things before.
No, of course. No, the name didn't ring a bell to me off the top of my head. No.
Listen, she's incredibly attractive and she's an incredibly good actress.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is kind of a weird turn for someone like her, but looking at the cast and the story, I think it's also, could be the right move.
Man, I'm not sure. I feel like I've seen this movie 6 times.
Oh, I'm saying the concept, yes.
Yeah, the concept, man. That's why I had to joke around with the creepy old mansion. The fact that she drives up and it's like, oh, taking this random job, probably circles the classified in the opening scene of the movie and takes a train out the fucking nowhere. But, man, I'm going to see it and I want to see it because there's still a lot of things about this movie that really did intrigue me.
Yeah. And
the trailer did make it look somewhat original, even though it's an almost formulaic principle now of like a horror movie. Yeah. But I'm going to say big summer blowout on both stands if this gets an international release.
This is the kind of movie where I complained last week where I think the audience will be full of those young, out to have fun kind of teenagers. And as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just super annoying when I'm trying to watch a fucking movie.
No, of course.
I didn't think this name...
The name is terrible.
Was fitting
I'm sorry.
at all.
The turning?
There didn't seem to be any kind of possession.
That's
this
right.
Movie, except for maybe the Finn Wolfhard's character. He seemed a bit weird.
I don't know. I reckon you're going to find out, and I reckon this is a very clear thing. I reckon you're going to find out that he's just a weird boy. He's not possessed at all. He's just weird. You know? Like, I feel like...
He knows what's happens within the house and he knows how to deal with it.
Yeah, that's right. But honestly, the turning, if the producers or the studio is listening, please change the name. just something that catches your eye a bit more, you know?
Yeah.
Like
make it a bit more relevant.
Something really creepy like The Ring. That'd be a great name for a horror movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before. That sounds quite good.
Yeah.
Anyway, the turning, I'm interested in it. I think it'll be a big summer blowout as well.
On both sides, you reckon it'll be successful?
It'll make money because some terrible horror movies make money. So if this is anything somewhat good, then it will make its budget back at least.
As long as it gets the proper advertisement and distribution. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. If this is just like a B-grade one that doesn't even make it to our shores, enjoy your $5 of profit.
But this is Universal as well. Now, they recently came out with Scary Story, so they do horrors quite often.
Exactly.
Probably
too much.
Possibly, yeah. But we'll see where this goes. But, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, moving onwards and upwards to our next trailer. I'm a naughty boy.
Is for a movie called
Onward. Oh, thank you. Insert laugh track, Dylan. Thank you. That'll work.
That'll work.
Yeah. All right. So straight into my description. The next installment from Disney Pixar. We already know it's a winner then.
Absolutely.
Comes a tale of 2 brothers who live in a world where wizards were legit, but now in modern times, they get given a wizard stick. I couldn't write staff. I couldn't figure out how to spell it. A wizard stick.
STAFF.
Don't say it. F. Are you sure? Because that's like staff at school or something.
I don't know. Is there a different
spelling? Okay. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. They get given a wizard stick to bring their dad back to life for a day, but they fuck it up. Seems incredibly funny in the entire trailer, but I know it's going to have a heavy emotional side and will make me cry. Yeah. Legit. Every Disney Pixar movie I've seen makes me cry. Even Cars 3, motherfucker. That ending. Oh, Cruz Ramirez.
I haven't seen it, not going to. Onward looks intriguing. Now, when I first saw the trailer to this and I saw the cast list, I was like, okay, it's another cash-in Disney thing. It's going to make $1 billion.
Stop. No.
Listen, I knew it was going to be good, but I knew... No. What do you mean?
Sorry, my immediate is in you saying, oh, it's a Disney cash-in, blah, blah, blah. No. As soon as you see Pixar after Disney Pixar, it's going to be an actual film. This isn't a cash grab. This is Disney Pixar.
I know.
Big difference.
What I mean, though, is
Just saying.
they have the formula to make a $1 billion box office blowout.
Yeah.
And they're using it to their full advantage. Now, the main cast list we've got, obviously, is Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Yes.
You've got, like, Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Octavia Spencer.
Yes,
but
of course.
the big kickers in this is Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
100%.
Their star power right now, it's just unbeatable.
No, that's right. You got Spider-Man and Star-Lord.
Yeah. The first trailer to this that came out a few months ago, the story that came to me was, they're these, like, well, not really monsters, but they're creature-like, mystical beings, essentially, that lived in a world where magic existed, then over time, magic faded away.
No, that's right, yes.
And I thought the story was going to be based around that.
Yeah.
This new trailer introduces a new plot point, and I was like, what the fuck? Where's this? What?
This is Spies in Disguise all over again.
Right.
Where they're just like, oh, look at this spy. He's a pigeon. Like, just,
Okay.
yeah.
So, to lay it out, we didn't write this out, but I'm going to try and explain it as simply as I can.
Yes, no, that's
They
right.
find the wizard stick to bring back their dad.
They get given it from their mother because their father, before he died, said when you are both 16, then you can both have it.
Yep, I'm sure there'll be a reason why, but we'll discuss that.
Because he's died.
Yeah, but there's a reason why 16.
Oh, because they're men.
Yeah, I suppose.
The brother says, I have to knight you as a man or something. Like,
Anyway.
Yeah.
So when we say that they fuck it up, it's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer.
That's right.
So the wand brings back their father, but only up to his legs.
Yes.
And the whole movie is about they've got 24 hours to bring back their
To bring
father.
back the rest of him.
The rest of him. So they're running around in a
minivan.
with these legs.
Yeah, with these legs that they keep trying to put clothes on to make it look like a person, and it's just like kind of flopping out of the side.
They were like traveling, and it's obviously they're traveling from one place to another. They stop in at like a truck stop, and there's like a group of bikies, which are like really tiny
which
fairy
are like
people.
Gnomes. I don't know what you call them. Fairy gremlins. Something. Yeah.
That bit was really funny.
Yeah.
I found a lot about this trailer really hilarious, but to that kind of premise that the whole movie is going to be
it's an adventure.
Yeah,
it's an adventure.
But not only that, but with their dad's legs, and obviously they may the heartbreaking moment may be they may only get to know the rest of the dad for a short period of time.
Well, if I'm understanding the trailer correctly, it brings back their dead dad for 24 hours.
Yes.
And they're racing to be able to get the rest of their dad so he can talk to them and interact with them. And they're running out of time. So I reckon the end of the movie, they're going to get him for a minute and he's going to fade away.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going to cry like a motherfucking bitch. Guaranteed, man, because Disney Pixar, they know how to pull my heartstrings.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, the scores in all Disney Pixar movies, they just know when to trigger you.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a big summer blowout.
This is absolutely a big summer blowout.
All avenues, it's going to make a mozza.
Depending on what comes out at the movies at the same time, I'm not sure. Like, if there's nothing else out that intrigues me more, I will probably see this, but it's also probably second on my list to whatever comes out that week.
Really?
I'm not overly keen on this.
See that's fine when you say that to me because I'll go TCTP DTCR with you to see something grown up, and then
you go take
kids,
your
man.
kids. Yeah,
you'll take your kids. I'm going to see this regardless.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of kids movies,
is it your turn to read one?
I'll read one.
Thank you.
Now, this is a movie that's been in the making for a little while now. Anybody who follows Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on Instagram knows that he and Emily Blunt have been working on a movie called Jungle Cruise. Shock and awe. Anyway, Emily Blunt.
Don't pre-read, just jump in.
Yeah, Emily Blunt and Dwayne the
Johnson Rock.
Dwayne the Johnson Rock star in this epic Disney adventure film set in the early 1900s, question mark, about a woman on a quest for a magic tree.
Yep.
To get through the jungle, she enlists the help of a scam artist jungle tour guide where they encounter magic and dangerous parts of the jungle, trying to protect the tree. Honestly, this looks like a blast, coming July 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As silly as that concept sounds,
Yeah.
and as much as I'm not a huge fan of those films like set in that day and age, seriously, this trailer, I'm excited for this, man.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, it looks like a blast.
The trailer looks fun.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this is just like how Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, however like you to pronounce it, started.
Yeah.
This is based on a literal Disney ride.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's called Jungle Cruise.
Had no idea.
And it's a movie based on a ride. Now, the interesting thing I found is that the opening moments of this trailer where Dwayne Johnson's character, has these characters going through their jungle cruise, essentially.
Oh, yeah, and
he has the whole thing set up.
Of course he does.
He's got people who he's hired in the bush to spit arrows at
Amazons
them.
and stuff. Oh, I love that bit where the dart flies at him and almost hits him, and he's like,
"Hey, man!"
He says like, Mike, or something like that. And he's like, sorry. Like,
Yeah, that's what I
this
mean.
local
Like,
Amazon, I love that.
That's obviously a huge hint to like the source material based on an actual ride.
Exactly,
And then obviously the later the movie, they actually go on an adventure. And the story goes on from there.
Well, I imagine there's going to be a lot of cases where Dwayne Johnson's character.
It's hard not to say Dwayne.
I know. I grew up watching wrestling, man. He's the Rock to me. Okay, I'm sorry, Dwayne. I know you're listening. Yeah. But there's going to be a lot of cases where the things that he's been faking are actually real
come to
and
life,
that kind of thing. But yeah, there was a lot
of
magical elements and stuff like that. And it may seem silly, but Emily Blunt's character is literally going to hunt for a magic fucking tree.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can forgive that there's these guys and creepy things and supernatural elements.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck, she's going to hunt for a tree.
After watching this trailer, though, do you think that this movie really needed The Rock?
Oh, no way.
No.
But it will benefit greatly.
Yes.
But I'm just happy. I love The Rock, and as much as some of his movies, do suck.
Yeah.
I still want to watch The Rock.
He's charismatic.
It looks like this is almost a child Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you make a good point there.
The Jungle Cruise is a children's Hobbs and Shaw because it's got that dynamic between the two. They have the serious moments, they have the tough moments, the fighting and stuff like that. They've got the comedy and the humor in that, but there's just not going to be any like, I fucked your mom jokes, that kind of thing.
So that's good. And I like Emily Blunt. I know you don't, but I do. So I think she'll be good in this, and I think they'll work very well together. So I'm actually thinking, for me personally, and on the grand scheme of things, this will be a big summer blowout for sure.
Big summer blowout on all possible avenues of this, and so catch Disney's Hobbs and Shaw coming next July.
Absolutely. Now this is your turn.
Oh man,
you've been gearing up for this next trailer for an entire week now.
Man, I that's the thing. We didn't even know this trailer was coming.
Nope.
But if you go back and check out our previous episodes, I believe it was Trailer Park last week. I can't remember what the name of the episode was, but
A Little Trip to Derry.
Little Trip to Derry. Yes, if you go back and listen to that episode, you will hear us talk about one Doolittle, or as we called it at the time,
The Voyage.
The Voyage of Dr. Doolittle.
Yes. Now, not only that, but we were planning to bring it up the week before.
That's right. We had this in the notes for 2 weeks and ran out of time the first week, and then we scraped it in last week. Little did we fucking know that they would drop the trailer and finally announce it as a proper film ready to go.
Yeah. And
man, we nailed it.
Yeah,
we nailed it.
We absolutely. They changed the name.
That's right.
But the premise is still the same?
That's right. I'm sorry. It was the episode before A Little Trip to Derry because it wasn't a trailer. We were talking about it in news just at the end with Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course.
Anyway, check them all out on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Big summer blower. But I will get into this description and then we'll discuss it a little bit more. So Doolittle. From the producers of Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent comes a TCTP exclusive Disney film about Dr. Doolittle. RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., doing a British accent. It's
I would
odd,
assume so, yeah.
But as he takes animals on a boat, like Noah's Ark, to save them, I think. Either way, absolutely nailed the description about it being more of a fantasy than a comedy. Yeah. Stacked cast coming January 2020.
Yeah, so coming out, very early January 2020.
2.5 months.
This movie was just called Doolittle.
Yes.
And I didn't think they were going to call him Dr. Doolittle. And then I watched the trailer.
The little girl says it like within 5 seconds.
He's literally Dr. Doolittle. Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, before I watch this trailer, we all grew up with Eddie Murphy's Dr. Doolittle. And
our generation did.
Our generation grew up with Dr. Doolittle. And those movies were great. Or I think it was the first one was really good anyway.
Yeah.
I thought, well, maybe that is a different take on the Doolittle story, and maybe he was just a vet.
Yeah.
Maybe this one's his name is just Doolittle.
Yeah.
No, he's Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah, he is still a doctor.
I don't know whether he is an actual doctor. Yeah, PhD in biophysics.
PhD in animal boarding ships.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not easy to do. Yeah. But this looks good.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. As I said in the description, I don't know what he's doing. He's loading up the animals. We need to go on this journey. Well, however he's doing. We need to go on this journey. That's how he sounds. Make sure you check out the trailer because that's legit RDJ in this. But we need to go on this journey kind of thing and load them all in a boat, and then they're fighting people. Like the animals are getting in on it. Yeehaw! Let's fuck them up. And there's a giraffe sticking a head through a window, and like he sticks his head in a fish tank, which was quite funny. He talks to the octopus.
It looks like the main villain in this movie is Antonio Banderas, because he's like painted in gold,
that's right,
so
yes.
it's got a very interesting cast, stacked cast, as you mentioned. This is another movie I feel that doesn't really need Robert Downey Jr., but it definitely benefits from having him.
I think it does need it because I think we're going to find out that this budget was ridiculous. In the 250 mils.
Yeah, but that's all him though.
No,
I get the animation and budget and to pay for the rest of the cast.
I was going to say, just to I'll briefly run down this until I run out of breath. Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., Michael Sheen, Rami Malek, Emma Thompson, Ralph Fiennes, Kumail Nanjiani, Antonio Banderas, Selena Gomez, John Cena, Carmen Ejogo, Octavia Spencer. I ran out of names to say.
Yeah, anyway.
Before I ran out of breath.
Absolutely stacked cast.
Oh.
We all know Dr. Dolittle. This is a new generation of Dr. Dolittle, so it's bringing it back in the mainstream. It's not set anywhere near the same timeline as the previous iterations. This is set in like the 1700s.
I was going to say, 17th, 18th century.
Yeah, something like that. So I am looking forward to this.
Okay, I am not.
Okay.
It's a big summer blunder for me personally, but this is a big summer blowout, dude. This thing is going to cream the box office for weeks on end, and we will not stop seeing that damn trailer.
Yeah.
But I will say, can I just toot my own horn a little bit? Last week, if you go back and listen, I said exactly, there was no poster.
No.
There was nothing except it was called The Voyage of Dr. Dolittle at the time, but there was nothing about this movie.
At all.
I just said, I feel like they're going to go with a more... a mystery, magical journey type movie. It's not going to be an Eddie Murphy comedy.
Called it.
Hollywood, come on. The phone lines, come on, get on it.
You know what really grinds my gears as well, more about this, is that when the trailer dropped, I looked at all the comments of all the news articles and places posting about this, and they're all going like, what a drop. Holy shit, didn't know this was coming. And I'm just like, well, we did,
I know.
3 weeks ago. And it drives me crazy.
We missed the proverbial arc.
Yeah.
Big time. But anyway, we missed it, but still, it's a big deal. It's coming out. This is why you subscribe to all of our services.
Because occasionally we have the hot scoop and we're first.
hey, 1 out of 29 episodes ain't bad. But hey, we did it, okay? We were the hot scoop last week talking about this, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe and tell everybody how good we are.
Absolutely. The second last trailer we have on our list today is a movie which is an Amazon original.
Yes.
Which was intriguing, and it tells a story that I don't think us in Australia will really gravitate towards as much as the Americans. So our American listeners may look out for this one, but it's called The Report.
Yes.
Now, to read your little description here, the true life story of a senator tasked with investigating the post-9/11 government interrogation techniques and human abuses cases in the CIA has wiped from existence. Blacked out documents, secret files, empty water bottles has the makings of a fantastic film starring Adam Driver, Annette Bening, and John Hamm, coming to select theaters in November 15 and Amazon November 29. Anyway.
Yes.
I have seen Adam Driver be great in everything except Star Wars. I fucking hate him in Star Wars because that character is so shit.
I have seen Adam Driver in the trailer to this movie.
Well, there you go.
And the trailer to Star Wars when that was getting plastered everywhere.
But this movie looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
As I said, it's like I think like Americans are going to more gravitate towards this because this is a movie based around a massive tragedy event happened throughout American history and global history.
And the aftermath, when people were asking questions and how are we going to deal with this and that, and the government undertook the secret torturing, and the mention of water bottles is because of the waterboarding that they've done in Guantanamo and things like that.
If you watch the trailer, you'll know what we mean because it's pretty full on.
The trailer that I saw was only a minute long as well, so it's a nice little brief one, and the fact that it's coming to Amazon as well, that means I will have a chance to watch this because I'm very excited for this. I understand why outside of America it wouldn't be as gravitating for people to want to go and see, but man, I'm keen for this.
I think we're at a point in time now where we can tell these more hard-hitting, sort of elevated stories about the nasties of 9/11. You know, so it's been long enough now. Obviously, it was a horrible thing, but I think it's cooled down to the point where we can really tell these stories, and whether any of this is true, I don't think anybody will ever really know. But like in terms of like the events that actually happened, but the report is essentially true. Now, in the image that you'll see on the internet, IMDb, the poster for this movie, it's called The Report, but the movie is actually called The Torture Report.
Exactly, but the torture part of on the poster, and that is scrubbed out. So the movie is technically called The Report, but they've done that as like a sneaky.
But Adam Driver in this trailer, like he looks really good.
He looks fantastic. He looks like an A-lister all the way, man. And I feel like he's going to carry this really well.
Yes.
From the snippets that we've seen, it looks like this is it's not a breakthrough role for him because he's already a big name.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those, like, as in, he suits this role.
Yes, absolutely. So I think this is going to be a big summer blowout, personally and figuratively speaking.
Yeah, true. Both ways, because I feel like it's only select theaters, which I assume will mostly be for America. But in the grand scheme of things, it going to Amazon, I can see this being a big hit for them, like having people viewing it. So big summer blowout both ways. And it is time for my double wide of the week.
Oh my God, Mitchell, what you talking about with your double wide of the week this week?
This is my pick of the week, my fanciest trailer, the one I am most looking for and can rub in my neighbours' faces.
Oh my God. Now, this trailer dropped today.
It dropped on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, 2 days ago.
I'll never tell. Yeah. Yes, no, it dropped 2 days ago, so fresh, man. So fresh. Oh my goodness, we're just, if it wasn't Doolittle last week, it's Bombshell this week. What a bombshell!
Oh my God. Anyway.
The jokes just write themselves.
Go for it.
Anyway, so this one, we have Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, and Nicole Kidman star in this hard-hitting real story about the women who started a movement against sexual harassment in their attempt to get Fox News shut down. At first, it looks like a feminist-type story, but as the trailer progresses, becomes a fascinating, almost heist-type film. Looks entertaining. I'm mostly really keen for Fat John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Coming December, really good prosthetic character make.
That was my little reminder.
Could you stop adding things in my notes, please? I get distracted and just keep reading.
Where I saw this trailer, first of all, was an article praising the prosthetics and makeup of the characters in this film. Now, as we said, Charlize Theron, Nicole Kidman, and
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, yes, of course. And there was one other in it.
It's all right. Continue what you were saying about the prosthetics.
Anyway, I think that the biggest point in terms of that is Charlize Theron, Nicole Kidman, and John Lithgow.
Yes.
They're all wearing these prosthetics that make them look like the characters that they're portraying.
That's right.
And they look really fucking believable.
It's amazing. Was it Kate McKinnon you were thinking of?
Kate McKinnon, who I was thinking of, who's great, but she doesn't have any prosthetics. She just plays like
an intern or something like that, an assistant. Yeah, no.
And so does Margot Robbie. But I think massive props to Charlize Theron and Nicole Kidman. They're both obviously massive mega A-listers and have been for a while. Charlize Theron, sexy as hell, always has been, always will be.
Mwah.
This tells a very interesting story, and I think this is going to be another one for the Americans as well. But I think, this is going to tell something that's very now.
Yes, absolutely. And it's still topical in today's world, the sexual harassment and the Me Too movement and things of that nature. And this one being based on such a real story as well. Yeah. And featuring real characters of
modern history within the last number of years.
10 years. Surely this story isn't even 10 years old.
No. Well, if you watch the trailer again, this is telling a story of how Donald Trump in his presidency...
in the campaign. Yes.
Aggregated.
Yes, of course. That's right, because there's the mention to she was bleeding from her eyes and something else as well.
Yeah.
And she was like, did he just insinuate I was menstruating? Like
anger, menstruating, whatever it was. Yeah. So this is a fairly recent story. I think we're going to have to do more research as to what the story this is actually telling.
Just remember, this trailer freshly dropped 2 days ago on Wednesday.
And this event didn't happen in Australia. So when it comes to modern politics, we know more about the American politics than we do our own, but we don't know everything.
No, that's right. We have Australian news anchors just saying, well... that Trump's done it again. Why am I talking like a trailer park person? I'm Australian. Why didn't I just talk normally?
Anyway,
yes.
This trailer looks really fucking good. As I said, the acting and actresses involved are all fantastic.
Top to bottom.
And the prosthetic character makeup, looks really, really good.
I had to watch it twice to see John Lithgow because I was convinced it was real. And I was like, whoa, Daddy's Home 2 to this? Yeah. Man, but seriously, I love John Lithgow. He's a very underrated actor.
I don't think so.
I understand people understand how good he is, but at the same time, man, Third Rock from the Sun, he's done all the comedy roles throughout the years and stuff, but every now and then he just hits those roles. Yeah. It's just like, damn, you're a good actor.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's underrated. I think
there's a reason I have a bobblehead of him at home.
Do you?
Yeah, Trinity.
Awesome.
Trinity Killer from season 4 of Dexter. Seriously. Just watch season 4 of Dexter, people. Forget the rest. It's not worth it at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool. A John Lithgow bobblehead. That's amazing. Anyway, this is definitely going to be a big summer blowout.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Big summer blowout on all sides of the walk, and it comes out in December.
Yeah, so
Man,
right around the corner.
Is it just me, or ever since we started doing Trailer Park, does it seem like movies get their first trailer like a month before they come out now? It just seems to be so quick now. I remember waiting like 6 months to watch a movie.
Yeah, but this was back. What you're thinking about having to wait 6 months. This was before streaming services and accessibility. We've talked about quite a lot in the most recent episodes.
We don't need to wrap into that.
We get trailers, and then within the next few months, the movies are available for streaming or for watching in select theaters.
As I've found throughout our progression of Trailer Park, there's basically each week a brand new trailer for a Netflix show, and we never have to wait more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love our world.
I think what Netflix and Amazon and all these streaming services are doing, which works really well in their favor right now, is advertising for a short period of time, because if they didn't advertise at all, or they did say, hey, it's available now, people would look at this and go, oh, well, they've just produced it and released it instantly. It's no good.
No, that's right.
But they go, well, here's 2 months or a month's worth of advertising to show that this has had a budget and some care behind it. And then people wait for it, they line it up, and then when it's ready to drop, they get the email, or it's ready to go in their to watch list.
Yeah.
And it's bang right there.
Yeah. No,
so
absolutely.
As we've talked about this a lot in the past few episodes.
Yeah, we don't need to divulge too much, but
we really enjoy how things are going right now with accessibility of movies, but at the same time, it also kind of kills the speciality of it.
Yeah, true. But I'd say at least maybe 3-4 times a year, there's those big ones that you build anticipation for, and they come and they build up like, no, it's all good.
Anyway,
it's all good. But yeah.
That was your double wide of the week, and we're just done leaving the trailer park, Mitchell. So
I'll see you next week there, next Friday as well. I haven't told you about my schedule, but it'll be Friday next week.
The episode will certainly be uploaded next Friday next week, regardless of when we record it.
Why'd you lie like that? Gosh,
I didn't lie. What are you talking about?
Yeah, can they clearly not tell that where we're... I'm feeling it. Keep it going for me, Duo.
I'm laughing at Mitch.
Come on. Here it goes. Coming at you fresh, coming from afar, it's TCTPDTC. I'm so sorry about the spit. There was a lot of that.
My cup of water has been dry the entire episode, so that really didn't help at all.
Oh, damn. I can pour some to you out of this lovely bottle that I bought off tpublic.com.
You certainly didn't buy that.
I know, but you told me that the Redbubble one's gone, and I just want to draw them to TeePublic.
Yeah, but you're talking to me about lying to people. People are going to go to TeePublic expecting a water bottle.
We don't lie, we break news, Doolittle.
Anyway,
it is time for TCTPDTCR, which is Two's Company Freezer Podcast Does the Cinema.
So last weekend we went out and saw a film. This is you did it now.
I went, and you went, No, sorry,
anyway,
cut that shit out.
All right, so we saw a movie which had a bit of marketing towards it, leading up to it. The marketing, yes, we saw the trailer a hell of a lot, but the trailer itself, for me, kind of seemed a bit weird, but I won't go into why. Okay. We saw Gemini Man.
Yes, the latest big blockbuster Will Smith film, starring Will Smith.
And Will Smith.
Will Smith and Clive Owen and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah.
We know you're listening. Thank you for being
We love you. We love you, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, man. We discussed this as
on the way home?
Yeah. No, as we were getting into the cinema as well. Oh, man, just talking about her constantly. Oh, she's lovely. But Gemini Man, that's the reason we're here. The Will Smith.
I had a few notes written down for this, but I haven't got them open right now. But at the end of this movie, we kind of looked at each other, and my words to you were, was this a good movie?
Yeah, that was your exact phrasing. And my response was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, this movie, it had great moments.
It had really good moments.
It had fantastic moments. And some of the I don't know what you call
de-aging CGI.
The de-aging CGI of Will Smith throughout the movie and the moments that you've seen in the trailer as well, it's phenomenal.
There are some moments which are phenomenal, and technically that's groundbreaking. I'm not going to go into the technicality of it, but the way they've done this is really interesting, and I think that's a credit to Ang Lee, who's a visionary director.
That's right.
Has done some amazing things. We won't go down that road because we've done that before.
No, of course.
But in terms of the story as a whole, basically, a seasoned hitman
Yes.
does one last hit and then retires.
He retires.
He realizes that he was set up to kill the wrong person, and then he's on the run from the government who's trying to kill him.
Exactly.
But he's unbeatable. So who do they send?
He's like, who do they send?
A clone of Will Smith.
Of himself at a younger age.
I don't think you can really spoil anything fresh that hasn't already been shown in the trailer.
The only thing would be the ending. As long as we just don't get into direct things about the ending, then everybody knows the story. Because as we previously mentioned in this episode about trailer saturation and things like that, I said last week, I was so over this trailer, I was just ready to not see this movie.
See, this is why I presented the option of going to see Hustlers.
No, that's fine.
And you said, trust me. Man. I was like, all right,
Hustlers will be coming. Tig old biddies for the boys.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know. This movie had so many moments where it felt original and fresh.
Yep.
But then a lot more moments, in my opinion, of things I've seen before.
The story itself, the idea of an assassin being cloned, has been done to death a million times for the last 20 years. And I can list a whole bunch of things, like the moments in time where like that has happened. I'm
sure it has happened the same way, but would you agree that in most cases of that happening in previous films, it's been time travel?
No.
No?
No. Okay. Well, not just films. Like, for example, a game called Hitman.
Oh.
Second on my favorite list. Listen, that's been around for nearly 20 odd years. But that whole thing, like the first game that came out in 97, I think it was, the main antagonist towards the end of that game was a whole bunch of clones of you because you are a clone, you know, and cloned assassins, whatever else. In this case, you know, they realize that the only person who can take down the best of the best is a clone of the best of the best.
Yes. Which I'm okay with because it felt a lot more real than Hitman in the sense I don't know how much we should touch on in regards to how that clone got to where he is.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, okay. Well, basically, the main protagonist, Clive Owen, he raised this clone from a baby.
Yeah.
And has been for quite a while. And he raises this clone because basically his excuse for doing this is Will Smith's character is the perfect hitman with all of his abilities, but still has the human connection and...
Well, because he's seasoned, he grows a conscience.
Yes,
and that's why he sends this younger version of the best of the best to go kill him. But that, to me, is to its detriment. Because when you look at this logically...
Yeah.
You're not supposed to watch movies and put logic before story.
Oh, this was a documentary, man, so I don't know what...
sending this person who you've raised for the last 20-odd years to go kill the person that it was cloned off, who not only has all of the skills, but has 25 or 30 years more experience.
Exactly.
You've basically raised this person for the last 20 years to send him to their deathbed.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Will Smith's character could have killed him at any moment. That would have been 25 years' worth of hard work gone.
I was going to say, it's not even a spoiler because it's basically in the trailer, but within 5 minutes of their first interaction, he has an open headshot to him. And the only reason he stops is because he goes, it looks like me.
That's right.
That's literally it. And then there's that moment we've all heard in the What?
I drank.
Okay. I thought you were telling me I had something in your face.
No, it's me.
No, and there's that moment in the trailer that we've all seen to death. I am the best, and he said, "You're clearly not the best."
You're clearly not the best.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's a lot of plot holes like that, and I feel like this movie was written around the concept of the de-aging CGI, and then they found a story to match that
to go with it.
That's all it came down to.
As I said to you in the car park as we were leaving this movie, I feel that Will Smith, they could have done this story. See, what I wasn't expecting is for the younger Will Smith to be almost completely de-aged CGI. I thought this was literally going to be Will Smith with a bit of makeup on.
Yeah.
But the face, the entire movie is fully de-aged CGI.
Yeah.
And that is my biggest problem because there are some moments, as we discussed earlier, where it's really, really good.
In the trailer.
Even in those good moments, I felt this is so uncanny. He's got his mouth open. They make him look too young, like he's dumb. He's always fucking crying.
Yeah.
He doesn't close his fucking mouth for whatever reason. And in the daylight moments, I don't think it's so much the daylight. I honestly think it's just rushed animation.
Okay, there's one particular scene, if you sit through the entire movie, which you will if you pay to see it, there's one particular scene where Will Smith and Will Smith are walking side by side in the bright daylight, and you've got real Will Smith acting in real time because it's fucking real Will Smith. And then you've got de-age Will Smith,
Yeah.
where even the body movement didn't look realistic.
No.
It looked like an almost entirely animated Will Smith and didn't even look like the previous stuff that we've
Didn't
seen.
have like a body double. It looked fucking horrendous.
No, exactly,
And it
because
left a horrible taste in
We've
your
all
mouth.
by now seen the pictures of Will Smith with all the little dots on his face because he acted out both roles, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes. But that particular scene that I'm thinking of, I don't think he acted that.
Younger Will Smith, from a distance, which looked horrible, by the way, waved at older Will Smith, and even that arm movement looked really fucking wonky.
No, that's what I. That's
and it's
what
so
I mean.
shit because a movie that was pretty good in some parts, in terms of like
We don't need to.
technically based, was really good. The story itself, whatever. But at the end, it was just like, it's like drinking like a nice coffee that was okay, maybe a bit too cold, all of a sudden getting like a clump of fucking milk, like off milk at the end.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
No. You're drinking all the way and that last sip has a fly in it.
Something rubbish like that.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what this movie did.
That particular scene, I honestly feel like they did not shoot that with
Will Smith against a double. No.
Yeah, that felt like Will Smith acting, talking to a stand-in,
Yep.
and then they literally put an animation in there because that didn't look like Will Smith acting with the stuff on earlier in the movie.
And that's going back to what I mentioned before, that the biggest problem that I have with this movie is the de-aging, because I feel this, fair enough, maybe as you said before, like the technology and the de-aging, and then the movie was written around it.
Yes.
I feel this movie would have benefited if they did maybe have, like, as I said, if they cleaned him up and bulked him up a bit, Jaden Smith, so Will Smith's son, because this is supposed to play a younger Will Smith, there is no reason that they have to be identical in every single way.
Right. How many
Fair enough.
movies and TV shows have we seen where they have a younger version of that character and it's not that fucking person?
Yeah, but
it's
not only
almost
that,
every movie.
They told a few story elements where, could it be his son? No, it's definitely a clone.
Yeah.
They can still go off that, but the clone doesn't have to be spitting identical.
Yeah.
But even if you had a different actor, for example, Jaden Smith,
Yes.
his son, not the best actor, but with some training and a movie like this, probably would have benefited.
Well,
You know?
going opposite with his dad when now he's an adult, you'd like to think he would,
Yeah,
have
I
a
think
chance.
that would have been perfect. He can still be a clone. There's no
No.
reason he can't be a clone.
That's right. And they'd be able to do those little touch-up type things as opposed to literally animating the entire body.
Yeah, and there's moments where you're up close, and I get it.
Yeah.
This movie was filmed at I think it was 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means, essentially?
No, well, why don't you explain it for the listeners?
Okay, so in cinema and film, forever and a day, films have been filmed at 24 frames per second. What this means is 24 still images within 1 second of movement. So as it goes on, it flickers, obviously video games and animation, things like that these days are usually produced at a higher frame rate. They can because they're not live action, essentially.
it's
but
easier.
movies are spread out to 24. I think Avengers was like 25 frames per second, something like that.
Yeah.
This movie was like the first of its kind, actually filmed at 120 or a massive higher frame rate. The weird thing about that is that in the trailer it looks kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
But there's only like 5 or 6, or there was a small number of cinemas in the US alone that could actually show the movie at that frame rate.
Wow.
And people are saying they went to see it, and it looks dumb.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that did they have to then play it at that slower frame rate?
No, well, they had to play it slower for everyone else, like us, who had regular cinemas who could only play at 24 frames. But those people who were lucky enough, essentially, to go watch it at the frame rate that it was intended, they watched it, and
How so dumb? Do you mean like it just looked bad? Or
have you ever watched daytime TV, like Bold and the Beautiful? How it looked too clean.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Now that's not true higher frame rate. That's overlapping frames over each other. But it's the similar thing.
Okay.
It doesn't look or feel like a movie. And I've always been the kind of guy who wishes that movies would push beyond the 24 to give it that smoother kind of look.
Yeah.
I think it'll take a few years for people to get used to that.
No. But I was gonna say, but that's a big jump, though. See, I'm not down with all of this technical jargon, but going from 24 or even 25, like Avengers, to 120.
Yeah,
I mean, why not
for a
26? Wait. 31.
The popular frame rate is essentially 30 or 60 and anything above that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to cinema and film, the world's not ready for that because it hasn't migrated to that level yet. It's not that technology can't, it's just nobody will.
No.
And the reason for it is because people are saying that the animation, the de-aging looks worse.
Oh, God.
All of the flaws show so much worse. The movement, it's almost like a body double and like he's got jelly on his face. People are saying that it looks like that. So lucky enough, we got to see it at a regular cinema.
Just at a regular pace. And don't get us wrong. In certain moments, majority of the bulk of the film, it's amazing seeing that. But there's just so many things that just kind of take you out of the moment.
Yeah.
And just, like you said, that last scene.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Big moment for me that really killed this movie. I wouldn't say killed this movie, but really didn't do a lot for me. I love Benedict Wong. Benedict Wong is in this movie. If you don't know who that is, he's the guy opposite Benedict Cumberbatch in Doctor Strange.
Oh, of course. Yes.
He is purely a comic relief in a movie that didn't really need a comic relief character.
You don't need a comic relief in a story like this.
No,
not
you
at all.
really don't. Oh, and as soon as he came out, I was like, I know exactly what he's going to be.
Yeah.
And he was exactly that.
Oh, he was exactly that from the moment he stepped on screen to the moment he stepped off. Like, his only role, his only contribution was the odd, that's it.
That's right. He'd had like a casual one-liner, and he was their plot point to get them from A to B when they needed to go to a new location.
He was the transport man.
Yeah, but he also somehow had a mad sense of humor, which didn't work in this movie, I think, at all.
No, not literally when you're your best friend that you're helping is about to get killed.
That's right. This movie didn't need comic relief.
No, not at all.
Special shout out, as we said earlier, to Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Yes. She's one of my favorite actresses and has been for a long time. The reason being, she's been great in everything she's done, but she's only in every few movies.
Yes.
But she is in Birds of Prey, so there is that movement towards popular cinema, so to speak.
Yeah, to a degree, but at the same time, it's actually kind of refreshing to see her on the big screen twice within 6 months, man.
Right.
We get to go back and see her again.
Yes, the last time I saw her on the big screen was one of my favourite horror thrillers, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yes.
Yep.
John Goodman.
Yes. Oh, man, so good. And before that, I didn't get to see it at the cinema, but she was in the Thing prequel.
Yes.
And I thought that movie was good despite its flaws with the CGI. I thought the movie and she was really great in it.
That's right. Don't forget one we've mentioned many a time, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Absolutely. She was the girlfriend. If you're unfamiliar, she was the girlfriend.
Yes.
She was also in Love, Death and Robots. I believe she was a voice.
That's right. Where I first discovered her at Hoyt's Charlestown, Final Destination 3.
Yeah.
That cliche teenage horror movie that I love so dearly.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous in it, and it's a fantastic film, in my opinion. I know it's not, but
if you like Mary Elizabeth Winstead in as a secret agent or someone who can handle a gun.
Well, she works with the same agency that he worked as, just not a hitman at all, because she acknowledges very early, I've never had anyone try to kill me before, and is a bit rough with the gun kind of thing and that, but knows how to fight.
Yeah, absolutely. But, so she's good, as she is in Always. But this movie as a whole...
Oh, man. If you want to give it a rating.
Okay, so if I had a whole pretzel...
Oh, you're going back to that?
I'm going back. If I had one big old salty pretzel, I'd probably eat half of it.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems generous, honestly, man.
Because I can be generous and overlook some of the things that this had for the sake of a solid action film.
Okay.
This movie had some solid action sequences.
I understand that. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I give it that. And honestly, if it wasn't for the de-aging just being off-putting, like distracting. If it wasn't for that, okay, I'm going to give it 82 pretzels out of about 250.
Okay.
Yeah, so it did its job, but it could have done it better.
Yeah.
If this was maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, it might have been better.
Well, as I said to you, this movie to me feels like it was written in the mid-90s, maybe early 2000s.
Yeah, the concept seems very like back then, but with technology and how close this could have been in the wings for 10, 15 years.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And they finally felt they got to a comfortable process where they could make it.
Yeah.
Wait another 5-10 years and it will probably almost immaculate with the way technology's moving. But for now, 84 out of 250 pretzels or whatever I said, it just... Yeah. It was okay. I'm glad I've seen it, but I'm not going to see it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, You want to spend 1 minute or less talking about the other movie that you saw because we've run way over time, or do you want to talk about it?
Wait, have we really?
Absolutely. Or do you want to talk about it next week when I've had the chance to watch it?
We'll talk about it next week. Well, I mean, we'll be late to the party, but I mean, we were early to the party on Doolittle, so.
That's right. So next week we're going to be
we're going to be going to the dance with Stacey.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be talking about Doom Annihilation.
Oh,
El Camino.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, really? Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to watch it.
No, yes, I've already seen El Camino, and I'm not going to get too into it because I will get too into it. But if you tune in next week or listen in next week on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, Big Summer Blowout, we will be discussing that in TCTB DTCR along with Zombieland Double Tap.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Anyway, this has been Two's Company, and I nearly fucked that up.
Yes, you did.
You can follow us on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, of course, at 2C3Pod.
Or, of course, you can hit us up at Two's Company, Podcast at gmail.com.
Send us a line, drop us a line, see what you want us to see, and we'll talk about it.
Subscribe right away, but just remember, we are Two's Company, and you are the podcast. Oh, fucking... Oh, little pistol videos. Yeah. They're gonna see me going.
Why are they doing that?
It's still recording, right?
Yeah, it's recording us.
Okay,
It's not recording that.
No, that's fine. So, when do you think the music cracked up? We should have been doing it in a head. Yeah, I know. Shock
Bye,
and
everybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, YouTube. You're welcome.